How's it, everybody? And welcome to all of you, everyone. So I'm excited to be talking about, the market update, and we're talking, about the 12 indicators of a market shift. 12 indicators of a market shift. That's what we're really talking about. The real estate market update, and there are 12 indicators, and that's what we're going to be talking about. But in this session, we're going to be talking about three of them. We're going to be talking about inventory, we're going to be talking about buyer demand, and we're going to be talking about, guess what, home prices. Those are three we're going to deal with. So it's 3, 4, 5 of the 12 indicators. And if you want to see the other sessions, you can look at the past posts. But that's what we're really going to be talking about today. So I'm really stirred up about that. And let's get chatting. Let's get chatting. So we are. Just a reminder what we're talking about. These are the questions that people have been asking me. The 7 questions. I'm not going to go through them right now, but you can stop the recording, whatever, and look at it. And these are the 7 questions that have been asking me just in the last 2 weeks. And someone said, "Kurt, I cannot afford to buy the home I already own." That's really frightening, right? But we're going to not focus too much on that. Go to the previous sessions. These are the 12 shift indicators. We can look at, as I said, inventory, buy demand, and number 5, home prices today. So the first one was understanding the shift. We spoke about that. We spoke about interest rates the previous time, and we spoke about inventory. We spoke about that. Okay. Well, we're going to be speaking about that right now. So the previous one was there's a shift in interest rates. So number 3, inventory. Let's start understanding inventory, right? What's really happened. And we focus on Southern California and San Diego market, right? What's really happened now? If you look at that side, very interesting. This is the orange line is really 2022. We've seen an increase in inventory in coming on the market. Why? Because when the interest rates went up, we were having less buyers. Okay, buyers were falling out. Buyers, I can't afford to buy that home anymore. I can't do that. Interest rates have increased by like nearly 3% from January till end of May, beginning of June. So I can't really afford that. So when less property being sold, the inventory is going to rise. So that's what. With the yellow indicators, and thank you from Steve Thomas on this from Report on Housing, phenomenal economist in Orange County, but does San Diego as well. And he indicates that later this year in the fall, we're going to see a lot more inventory on the market, a lot more. That's what the yellow lines indicate, and I absolutely tend to agree with what he's saying. So there, that's where we've been. It's already crossed. Other years, this is where inventories are going to be increasing, which is really good. It's good because we're becoming a healthier market. That's what's really happening, right? So the percent of properties with recent price reductions, we have seen a 32% of properties have price reductions very recently. So we are seeing our price reductions, slight reductions. They're not massive. They're slight reductions, but there are reductions on properties and listings all over Southern California, especially San Diego. We are seeing that. So 32% decrease. So this is just really interesting. If you look at March versus today, okay, and I'm going to focus on San Diego County, okay, we were 18 days. We were 18 days on the market, right, in March. And now it's gone up to 55 days. 55 days. Oh my gosh, Kurt, what's happening? Is the market collapsing? Is it falling apart? No, this is just starting to get into a more realistic market. So if you plan to list your home, we'll talk more about this on the 12th indicator, the very last session. We can talk about this, advice to sellers. 55 days is pretty still cool, okay, in any real estate market. That's San Diego. Look at Los Angeles, up to 64 days. In some pockets in San Diego, we're up 64 days on a Poway, for example. Look at Orange County, 56 days. Riverside, 59 days. San Bernardino, 73 days. Okay, and that's normal with San Bernardino. We've seen that in the past. But San Diego, 55 days. And, of course, Ventura, 43 days. But we focus on San Diego, yeah. Very interesting, okay? So Southern California expected market times. Oh yeah, so we're gonna see. So I just want to share a little bit with you, okay? Because people can. I had some. Oh my gosh, my house hasn't sold in the first week. I can't believe it hasn't sold in the first week. It hasn't sold in the first 3 days. Should I decrease the price? No, don't rush. It's only 1 week. It's only 1 week. Okay. After 3 weeks is perhaps a good time. It's perhaps a good time. So don't get all nervous about pricing right now and price reductions, whatever, because your place is spending a little bit on the market. Now, if it's, listen, I'm going to say this. In the past 50 years, we've been studying this, okay? Economists, especially real estate economists, Steve Thomas really talks phenomenal about this. If your property is less than 60 days on the market, it's still considered a hot seller's market. Interesting. Okay, people think, oh, it's a buyer's market right now. It's not yet a buyer's market. Okay, not yet. If it's this is in history, right? So if it's under 60 days, it's still a hot market. If it's between 60 days and 90 days, it's a slight seller's market. A slight seller's market. Okay, between 90 and 120 days on the market, it's a balanced market. What do you say, Kurt? I said if it's on the market between 90 and 120 days, it's still a balanced market. Now, what do you mean by that? That's crazy, Kurt. It's going to take me 120 days to sell my home. No, but remember, 30, 45 of those days are when you're in escrow. Okay, that's from when you list the home to when it closes. So I understand it. Don't get nervous about that. Okay, some properties take 45 days to close. Some we do it in 20 days. Okay, depends on various aspects. And then between 120 and 150 days, that's a slight buyer's market. And 150 days plus on the market, it is a deep buyer's market. Now, remember, in 2008, do you know what the average time of a property was in the market in 2008, 2009? Do you know what that is? It was 410 days. 410 days. Now, that is a buyer's market, right? So we're not yet. So understand this. A lot of people do not understand this. And so don't get all nervous and oh, what's happening? No, relax. Things are going well. This is a healthy market. Okay. Just going to go into this very quickly. San Diego County, okay, listing inventory has increased by 31%. That is healthy. That is good. And that's good for everybody, for the buyers, for the sellers, for the economy, for everybody. Okay. And then demand has decreased a little bit by 4%. So just understanding that. So that is fine. The demand is decreased, which is also healthy. Remember, these are indicators that have already happened in the past. So you said, but Kurt, in June now, July, it's changed. Yes, it has changed, and we'll get those numbers up to you sometime. So let's talk about number 4, buyer demand. Okay, let's just talk more about the buyer demand. Southern California demand. We've seen the demand decrease. Why? Because of interest rates increasing. When I say interest rates, I'm talking about mortgage interest rates. I'm not talking about the Fed rates, okay? Let's talk about that. It's the mortgage interest rates based on a 30-year. We've seen demand decrease. And that's going to keep on decreasing a little bit, okay? But not massive. We're not going like that. That's not going to happen. It's just kind of, bringing our real estate market into a healthy place. San Diego County demand, okay, year over year. So the orange one, I'm just focused really on the orange one right now. What's the green one? The green was 2020. Now look at the month. Remember March, things were going right up from January to March. Things were really going up. Look at the green line, okay? And then what happened? It fell sharply. Why? Because of COVID, the stay-at-home orders by governors all across the place, airlines, everything, things slowed down, and the real estate market just like went down. I remember people scared to put their homes on the market, places just because you couldn't even show a property at that time. Guess what? That changed. You see that stopped, the sharp green line went down really fast. But guess what? It goes right up again, even during COVID. Okay, things changed because confidence came back and interest rates were low and not everybody lost their jobs and there was more money circulating. With all these different stimulus checks and different things like that. So look at the green market. So that went right up. And here we are today with the orange line. Okay. Home prices. Number 5, home prices. San Diego home prices on the rise. It's still been on the rise. Now, this is by the Union Tribune, which is the San Diego local newspaper. And some people look at these numbers a little bit differently. Some calculate them differently. You can make data, do whatever you want. And but this is the way they saw it. Okay, new records highs. This is the median price home. This is not the average price. This is the median price. What's the difference between average and median price? Average is you take all of it and you divide it up, and that's your average price. Median is between the highest and the lowest. That's the median price. Okay, of $840,000. Okay, San Diego in April. Okay, as we know, it increased a little bit. You see where price is affected by supply and demand. We know that in basic economics. So when the demand decreases, and supply increases, we see a change in a number. It's not radical, so don't get nervous. Okay, don't get nervous about this. Decelerating home prices do not mean depreciating home prices. Now, what's the difference? You see, when something depreciates, it loses value all the time. Now, decelerating is that it's not accelerating at the same pace. It's not accelerating at the same pace. And we're not going below where we were. People say, well, is it equalizing? Is it not equalizing? Is it sustainable? What's really happening? We're looking at this at more decelerating home prices because there are still properties that are worth a lot more today than a year ago. Okay. One agent is essential when pricing your home. And I want to say, if you're going to list a home, consider using an agent that's been around some time or been with a company that is well known and the brand is recognized, because you do get people who think they know what they're talking about and they don't really know. So, you want to have an agent that understands the value of your home in your area. Understand that. Secondly, the condition of your home is going to affect the price of your home. Where prices are heading, you want to have an agent who understands where prices are heading, what's going to be the right price to sell your home, and then current buyer demand. What is the current buyer demand? Is the demand decrease? What's really happening? Because you'll get a demand in a certain area, and a few zip codes later, the demand is still there. Okay, so you want to look at that. I want to say call myself Kurt Francis at 858-229-9180 of your Francis team for the market update. If you want to talk about these different things, please give me a call. Cannot wait to chat to you. Can you do me a favor? Can you have the greatest week of your life?